Hi, Kat Lindquist here with Beyond Adoption, and welcome to day 5 of our 30-day Moving Beyond Adoption Challenge Adventure. This adventure is helping you to create a new paradigm in your life so you can live a life you love with peace, purpose, and passion. Now, I believe that we are energetic beings having a human experience, and it is this energetic part of us that comes into the human experience through a particular line of DNA, that we actually choose the line of DNA that we are coming into this world from, and that we have an idea of what it is that we're actually coming into. Now, of course, when we get here, we forget some of those things so that we can have that human experience. And even if we end up not being raised or not being continuing with our biological family, we are forever connected to our biological lineage. And for those of us that are adopted, that can feel like a very difficult aspect to grasp. But this was a breakthrough for me when I truly understood and embodied the fact that I cannot belong any less to my biological family because I share their DNA, whether I know them or not. And that was so profound for me. And yet, as we come into this world, we experience a level of trauma and woundings, as my coach talks about them. And every human being goes through a wounding experience. Now, those of us, again, that are adopted or that are part of the adoption constellation, we have different kinds of woundings. And the woundings that we have then get triggered later on in life. However, part of the general human wounding that we have is we come out of the womb where we've been fed, we've been carried, we've been warm, we've had all our needs taken care of. And now all of a sudden we are external and we have to do something. We have to be something in order to have our needs met. We have to cry, we have to engage, we have to find a way to figure out the way the world is. And as we begin to do that, for some of those traumas and woundings that we have, we make up beliefs and stories, thoughts, feelings, and concepts about those woundings and how they pertain to us. And sometimes we create these thoughts, feelings, and belief systems that somehow we're not worthy, we're not capable, we're not good enough to just have all our needs met like we did before we were born. And these become their narrators of your life. And this is where I talk about your adoption narrative, where these woundings, traumas, and pain become the narrators, that voice in your head that is telling you and driving you in particular ways or stopping you from really creating what it is that you choose to have in your life. And for most people, these are formed somewhere between the first 3 to 5 years, so from 0 to 5. And many of these part-time personalities that we create that hold on to these woundings, these thoughts, these beliefs, these emotions, they stay at that level even as we grow older. So many of our beliefs, our thoughts, our patterns were all created during that very early unconscious period of our life that was between the ages of 0 and 5. So as we grow older, we are being driven and narrated and directed by these very young, very wounded, pain-filled parts of us. And as we become aware of these parts of us, these patterns that have developed, this is an aspect that I put into the Moving Beyond Adoption program as the step 1. And our step 1 in the Moving Beyond Adoption program is called reframing. And in the reframe process, we really go into awareness of these parts, these these patterns, beliefs, experiences that we've had. And we have processes that help us to shift these pieces, the values, the beliefs, so that we can begin creating them from the adult part of who we are now, of how we can choose to have values and beliefs and thoughts and feelings. And then as I go on through the challenge, you'll be learning more about the different steps and how they play out. But for today, I wanted to just give a quick overview of this first step, which is called reframing. And it's all based on these very young woundings that we have as we come into the human experience. And so for today, I have a very specific challenge for you, and this is going to be a writing exercise. So in this writing exercise, I would like for you to use your intuition that we've already been talking about, and I'd like for you to tune into your adoption narrative. What are some of those phrases, voices, feelings that you receive when you start to go for something that you really want, but there's these parts of you that are holding you back? It could be something like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not capable. And whatever it is, I would like for you to really look at it from a place of observation and neutrality without any judgment. Just notice what you notice. Notice what comes up without any judgment and see what it is. And as you start to do this, I'd like you to take a piece of paper and put a line down the middle vertically. And at the top of one side, I'd like you to put that phrase, whatever that most pertinent phrase, the phrase that you hear the most, that you hear the loudest. Put that phrase on the top, on the left, and then on the right in that other column, I'd like for you to write its opposite. So for example, if it is, I'm not good enough, then your phrase would be, I am good enough. And as you do these two pieces, I would like for you to use your intuition and even your imagination. And I'd like for you to sit with your eyes closed for a moment and really tune into the feeling of the first statement. I'm not good enough, whatever your statement is. And feel it. Really allow yourself to feel it. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to make it any worse. But really just tune into it from again, that place of observation and neutrality, that you are observing this feeling, this narrative, and how it impacts you. Does it feel tight in your chest or knots in your stomach? Do you get a headache? How does your body feel? Do you want to cry? Do you have, what kinds of feelings, emotions, where in your body do you feel it? And then write all that down underneath on that column. Then you're going to go to the opposite phrase. I am good enough. And this is where it might take a little bit of imagination to really tune into the feeling of I am good enough. And it might take you a little more time to sit with this one and really bring it into your body. But see how you can bring it in. Imagine you can feel it. And then start to describe what feelings you have, what thoughts come into your mind. Where in your body do you feel I am good? I am good enough. And then write all of that down. This is going to be, we're going to be kind of creating a library of some of these challenges as we go along through the month. So hold on to this because we will come back to this later. So that's your challenge for today. I know our video was a little longer today, but there was a lot of information I wanted to get in and really dive into this particular challenge. It's time to start doing the work. And I'm here to support you and work with you, walk this journey with you. I've gone through this work, I've done this work, and I continue to do this work every single day. Have a great one, and I will see you on the next video.